Greetings and welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have to talk about the Flail. The Flail came out a month ago, so it's already been 1 month since the expansion came out. The expansion costs money, which is a thing we need to keep in mind here. And the Flail has, since day one, had some major issues, and they haven't been fixed. I tried to communicate that to AGS. I haven't heard anything back from them. And I think these are like some big problems we need to talk about. Okay, so let's just look at like one of my Discord posts that I made about this issue. So these are the couple big ones. There's like smaller ones, but these are the couple big ones that I really need them to fix right now. So the big one, Odo's Punishment, which is the first passive that you have on your Odo, basically. Let me show you that. Odo is the artifact flail, right? Odo's Punishment, you deal 20% more damage to stun foes. Works on both weapons. In reality, it doesn't work on either of those weapons. It's completely broken. It's been broken since the PTR, which we've reported many a times on the PTR. We've reported it on the live server. It's still not fixed. This is a bit of a problem because, the expansion costs money and you need the expansion for the flail. So, yeah, this should work. This should work. This should not be broken anymore, at least, It's okay to have bug here and there, but I think this has priority and needs to be fixed because, like I said, it's been a month now and it just doesn't work. Then while we're at the topic of Odo, let's just talk about the weapon itself. Probably one of the most disappointing and weakest artifact weapons that we've seen so far. If you look at like other ones like Serenity and the Abyss and stuff like that, or even like Mjolnir and stuff like that, they're really strong. Odo, on the other hand, not so much. The problem is that outside of Odo's Punishment, which doesn't work, you have Odo's Defense, Lifestealing, and Refreshing Move, which are basically shield perks. These are basically perks you have on a shield. So I don't know if this should be like that. I mean, if we look at the stuff like this, Lifestealing, refreshing defense, counterattack. Michael has the block heal and stuff like that. My current shield is refreshing move, refreshing defense. So these are all like passives that you can have, perks that you can have on a shield. It doesn't make sense for me to put them on an artifact weapon if I could just have that on a shield and then have an artifact that actually has some really cool unique effects. Because Odo's Defense, on block you heal for 5% base health. Well, you have the same thing kind of on Michael. You have the same thing kind of on other kite shields. They can have a passive that's very similar to that, a little less strong, but still the same effect, basically. Lifestealing, yeah, I can have that on a shield. I don't need that on the weapon. Refreshing Move, I can have that on a shield. I don't need that on a weapon. So all in all, Odo is basically a very low damage weapon with shield perks right now. And I don't like this. Honestly, I think Odo needs a full redesign. This is a very, very disappointing artifact weapon, especially if you consider that it's tied to the expansion. So I think it should be stronger if you compare it to other weapons. This is just not great. And honestly, why would you use Odo over any other weapon? It's just not great. So let's look at the next one. So there is the issue. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but I've noticed that like day one of the patch, dropped gear, random dropped gear cannot have flail perks. So any of the pieces that you pick up, be it a flail or be it a body piece, any of the random ones that you can find in the world that are dropped by chests or monsters will not have a flail perk on them, which means it's super hard to build for a decent flail build if you can get those, because the only ways for you to get those would be named items that have them, but there's not that many good named items anyway. and crafting would be the other thing. But crafting, honestly, it's very expensive. So yeah, I don't know about it. Like, why is this not fixed? So it's been 1 month and no one can get any flail perks on their gear. This is just frustrating. And I think there's probably not that many people that actually play the flail because I haven't seen a lot of outcry yet. And I think if we had a bigger flail player community, I think there would be a lot more outcry because I feel like I'm like the only guy just screaming into the fucking storm here and trying to get some change to happen, but so far, no luck. So yeah, this definitely needs to be fixed. The next one is, it seems like the drop chance for flail perk materials is kind of low. Um, it took a couple of weeks for them to actually appear, like at least most of them appear in like a decent amounts on the trading post. The first like 2 weeks, there was like barely any flail perk materials on the trading post, which is kind of weird because people did a lot of chest farms and stuff like that. They should have dropped more often. There should have been more on the market, especially things like mending vortex were like super rare. Um, like sometimes there was only one perk material on the trading post, and it would be sold for like 50K. Like absolutely madness. Um, it has gotten better since then. So just more people playing for a longer time. We seem to get more perk materials. They still seem to have a lower drop chance than other perk materials. So I would like AGS to take a look at that too. And the next one, the last one basically that I want to talk about is it's a very personal one. Some of the cooldowns on the flail, especially mending vortex, like vortex, arcane vortex, has um has been increased by up to like 50%. Because I had a really good build on the PTR. I was like very happy with it. I had it all thought out. I was very excited to play that on the live server, and when it launched and I put it together, I realized that they increased the cooldowns on a lot of skills by a lot. And 50% increase on a cooldown is it's quite a bit. So, I'm playing a full cooldown reduction setup right now, which is extremely fun to play, and it works really well. And I kind of feel like the flail needs it because the flail is not a very high damage weapon. So I think you need your skills more often than you do with other weapons. It's like the flail light attacks are just not like ripping super hard compared to other weapons that do a lot more damage with a light or a heavy attack. So yeah, the 50% increase, it's crazy. Like I had like my vortex cooldown on the PTR was 9 seconds, which is really good. And now it's like 13 and a half seconds. That's 4.5 seconds increase, which is literally a 50% increase in cooldown. So I don't know why this had to be like that, because I don't think flail is a super strong weapon. Don't get me wrong, it's a good weapon. It's strong, it's in its own right. It's my favorite weapon. I'm a flail main now, and I knew that the second I picked up a flail on the PTR. I just love the weapon. I think it feels great, it plays well, but in terms of like damage, I can't really compete with like other weapons. And yeah, I know it wasn't designed to be like that, but still, I think every weapon needs to have, a viable damage spec. So yeah, I really hope they increase the damage or at least lower the cooldown so we can like bust out a couple more skills on the flail. But yeah, that's basically the big issues that I just wanted to make a video about because I've been ranting about this on stream. By the way, go watch the stream. I'm live pretty much every day, so I would like to see you there. But yeah, I've been ranting about this on stream. I've been like I said, making posts about this on the Discord. I've tweeted at AGS and I've never gotten any reply. So maybe we can make it happen. I really want the flail to be fixed. There's no reason that a new weapon a new weapon and a new system like an artifact that are tied to a like a paywall that they're not being fixed for over a month. There's no reason that this should ever happen in any game. So let's just get it done. Let's get it fixed and move on with our lives. And that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Let me go into some more detail real quick on the Odo problem. By the way, the 20% more damage to stunned foes works on both weapons. As I said, it doesn't work on both weapons. I also think the wording is wrong because it says stunned foes. Flail doesn't even have a stun per se. It has staggers, it has knockdowns. It doesn't have a stun. And there's not actually that many weapons that have stuns. Sword and Board has one, for example, and a couple other weapons. But overall, the word stun is used kind of rarely when it comes to crowd control skills. So I'm pretty sure the wording is wrong. I think they don't mean stunned foes. I think they mean any hard CC, so a knockback, a knockdown, a stagger, anything that basically removes control from the character that you're hitting for a couple seconds. So not a snare, and not a root, basically, because with a snare and a root, you can still move your character, but with a knockdown, a knockback, a stagger, a stun, you can't control your character. And I think it should work with all of them, and I'm pretty sure this is the intended design. Fact is, it doesn't work. It doesn't even work if you stun on a different weapon. I tried it on Sword and Board, hitting with the shield bash, which is an actual stun. Even if you hit them with that and then you follow up with either a Sword and Board light attack or anything else, or a flail attack, it doesn't increase the damage. So it's very clear that this doesn't work. It doesn't work on the flail. It doesn't work on any other weapon. It doesn't work on both weapons. It doesn't work at all. So this needs to be fixed. And I think this has priority because, like I said, if people are paying money for something, it should work. There's no reason you should be charging money for something that is not working. Anyway, that's basically all I wanted to talk about today. The flail has some issues. Still a great weapon. If you're not playing the flail, go give it a shot. I love it. It's my favorite weapon right now. I'm going to make a couple builds. Build videos coming soon. I know a couple people have asked about it. I've had issues because of, what I talked about. Not getting the perks that I wanted and just struggling a lot actually putting together the build that I need because I have very specific ideas that I need to do. I'm not someone that just does a random build. I always have some wild ideas. So yeah, the build video is coming. Stay tuned. It's going to be out in a couple of days. Like I said, go watch me on Twitch. I would love to have you there. I would love to chat it up with you. And that's all I have for you guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you give this a little, just share this maybe so AGS can see it and fix it. And if AGS is watching, hi, your flail is broken. Please fix it. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Bye-bye.